Hi, I'm Bob Schmidt with Home Remodel Workshop. This is part 3 of a 3-video series on showing you different techniques on how to cut drywall. The tool we have here is called a Roto zip router. It has a special cutting bit that is called a zip bit. It's made specifically for cutting boxes and drywall. With this tool, basically what you can do is you get a mark inside your opening of your box before you hang your drywall. Then you go ahead and you hang your drywall over the box, tacking the drywall so that the box is buried underneath the drywall. What this tool here will do is once you have the box hung, you can stick this into the hole, go over to the box, jump over the box, going counterclockwise, you can cut around the circle of the box, giving you a perfect cut on the circle. This takes a little bit of practice to learn how to use it properly, and also keep in mind, this bit doesn't care whether it's cutting drywall or whether it's cutting wires. So any wiring that's in the box, you have to make sure is back to the back side of the box, preferably not hot. Go ahead and shut down the electric to that box or to your work area, except for what you're using your router with, and go ahead and give it a shot. I would practice with this a few times, get you a few scrap pieces of drywall, tack it over some different type of boxes, and go ahead and cut it out. This mark here is over top of a round box that I know is in here. What you need to do is start in the center mark, go over until you hear the metal lip, jump to the outside of the metal lip, and with this type of router setup, you always go counterclockwise. If you try to go clockwise, what will happen is the bit will run too fast and you'll run off your mark. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Gives you a nice clean cut all the way around the box. Up here below this mark, I have a typical plastic wall outlet box. Down here, this first circle that we cut was to a metal box. Now a metal box, this bit isn't going to cut through a metal box. So when doing a plastic box, you have to be careful that when you go to your right, when you hit the box, you don't sit there too long, because eventually this will groove through the plastic. I noticed before I hung over this, before I put my mark in this box, that this box is actually shaped with these two little humps to accept the screws. This will follow right around that, but you have to be aware of the general outline of what you're cutting before you start to cut. Otherwise, you'll hit something and you'll go, why isn't it going straight? And you'll melt right through that. So be aware of the general shape of what you're cutting before you start cutting. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. There you go. Took my time, went real slow, and pretty much followed even the little humps right around the top. The old-fashioned way of cutting out a box is to go ahead and get your measurements before you hang the drywall. Get your 4 marks for each 4 sides of the box. Either taking your pencil or your square, go ahead, transfer those marks to the drywall. And then take your trusty keyhole saw, press it in there, and just go ahead and cut out the 4 sides before you hang your drywall. How to cut an offset out of your drywall. Let's say you have a little bump out in your corner, say this is a ceiling piece, and you need to cut a little square out of your drywall, something similar to this. Once you measure it and mark it, a basic technique is to go ahead and take a keyhole saw, cut down one side of your offset, Then once you get one side done, go ahead and take your razor knife. Cut the other side, break it back, put your knife in there, cut it off. I pretty much have this channel geared for helping out homeowners, and I don't generally recommend buying a custom tool for a project where you're probably not going to use it very much after that project. But this Roto Zip, I wanted to mention something about this. There are many different guides and handles and bits available for this that'll cover many different projects. It has wood cutting bits for, let's say, cutting boxes into the back of existing cabinets. It also has tile cutting bits. There's just many, many different uses for this other than drywall. That's about it. I'm Bob Schmidt with Home Remodel Workshop. Thank you for watching. I know we covered a lot of material real quick in this video, but my videos can only be so long. Thanks. Have a nice day. If you like this video, please subscribe. If you're not interested in this topic, please go back and check out our home channel. I'm sure you'll find something there you like. Thanks.